Hello everyone and welcome back to English with Lucy. Today we're talking about idioms. In this video, I am going to teach you 15 of the most advanced idioms in English. If you already know them, your English is superb. No question. Before we get started, I want to mention a fantastic free PDF to go with this video. It includes everything from the lesson, plus more information on each idiom, and 15 additional incredibly advanced idioms with definitions and examples, of course. If you want to download that for free, click the link in the description box or scan the QR code there. You sign up to my mailing list and the PDF arrives directly in your inbox. Okay, let's begin. We're going to make this a quiz, 15 idioms in total, 3 rounds of questions. I'm also going to tell you some of the possible origin stories of the idioms, as I really think they can help you remember them. Let's start with round 1. It's multiple choice. The first 2 are animal idioms. Number 1. My dog Diego gets the share of the bed. Which animal is missing? Tigers, lions, or elephants? It's the lion's share. Diego gets the lion's share of the bed. If you get the lion's share of something, you get the biggest or best part of it. Imagine Diego sprawled out on the bed while I'm curled up in a corner. Another example, Carrie did the lion's share of the work, but John got most of the praise. Notice how I tend to use the weak form of the before a consonant sound. The lion's share. Okay, next animal. There's no need to reopen that argument from last year. Just let sleeping lie. Is it dogs, cats, or rabbits? It's dogs. Let sleeping dogs lie is often said as a warning, and it means don't mention something bad that happened in the past. It might have been something people have forgotten about, and if something isn't currently causing problems, it's best not to talk about it. It's quite a literal one. Don't wake a sleeping dog. Okay, number 3. Get your on, or we'll miss the beginning of the film. Is it skates, skateboard, or blades? It's skates. Get your skates on means hurry up. You'll also hear put your skates on. Now this is a British idiom and again it's quite literal. If you put ice skates or roller skates on your feet, you can move faster. Well, some people can, not my husband. Okay, number 4. I broke his new laptop and he hit the what? Is it floor, chimney, or roof? It is roof. If you hit the roof or the ceiling, you become very angry. You'll also hear go through the roof. Dad nearly went through the roof when he saw the mess in the kitchen. To remember this idiom, imagine someone being so angry that they crash through the roof of the house. And our final idiom for this round is another one connected to anger. Number 5. I only asked a simple question and she flew off the what? Did she fly off the seat, the door, or the handle? The handle. To fly off the handle means to suddenly become extremely angry. You lose your temper. This idiom likely comes from the image of the head of an axe flying off the handle if it's loose. Okay, how was the first round? What was your score out of 5? Keep track. I'll ask you for your scores at the end. All right, in the next round, you'll see an idiom in a sentence and 2 possible meanings. You need to choose the correct one. Number 6. I deleted my old emails in one fell swoop. Did I delete them one by one or all at the same time? It's all at the same time. This is what in one fell swoop or at one fell swoop means. You do something all at the same time in one single action. Imagine I clicked select all delete. And all my old emails were gone in one fell swoop. Another example, I knocked over the lamp, spilt my coffee, and scared the dog in one fell swoop. This idiom likely comes from Shakespeare, who used it in Macbeth. The metaphor was of the sudden and deadly dive of a bird of prey swooping down to kill. Hawks and eagles are birds of prey. It has a dark origin, but it's not necessarily negative now. Okay, number 7. There were no holds barred in the debate between the two candidates. Does no holds barred mean there were no restrictions or limits, or that there were no breaks or pauses? It's the first one. Now, I wonder if you like wrestling. This idiom comes from that sport, in a match where no wrestling holds were restricted. No holds barred, no moves restricted. Now, some speakers won't pronounce the d in holds. They'll say no holes barred. You'll often see this phrase used as a compound adjective. For example, the Prime Minister gave a no holds barred interview when she left office. She allowed journalists to ask any questions they wanted, and she answered them. Okay, number 8, we're halfway now. I was 5 minutes late and my manager came down on me like a ton of bricks. Did they punish me harshly or show me lots of empathy? Of course, it's the first one. Like a ton of bricks means extremely harshly or heavily. We tend to use the weak forms and of in this phrase. Like a ton of bricks. Some speakers will also elide the v in of, a ton of bricks. You'll often hear it in the longer phrase, come down on someone like a ton of bricks, meaning to punish or criticize them harshly. Another example, when I got the rejection letter from the university, disappointment hit me like a ton of bricks. This one is quite literal. Imagine really heavy bricks falling from the sky. Moving on, number 9. His first album was a huge success, but he didn't rest on his laurels. Does this mean he wasn't satisfied? Or he didn't stop working? It's the second. Perhaps he released a second album shortly after the first one. If you rest or sit on your laurels, you are so satisfied with what you have achieved that you don't make an effort to do more. Now, it's often used in the negative, don't rest on your laurels, or never sit on your laurels. Resting on your laurels has a negative connotation now. Another example, now you've qualified for the team, you can't just sit on your laurels. Can you guess where this idiom originated? It's from ancient Greece and Rome, where laurel wreaths were used as a symbol of victory or honour. Okay, number 10. Last one in this round. When we met at conferences, we had amazing conversations, but ultimately we were like ships that pass in the night. Now, does like ships that pass in the night mean they met briefly once or twice, or they encountered each other frequently over the years? It's the first one. If people are like ships that pass in the night, they have 1 or 2 chance encounters and then don't meet again. You'll often hear like ships in the night or like ships passing in the night. I thought we might get together one day, but we've always been like ships in the night. Okay, we're at the end of the second round. How are you doing? What's your score out of 10? Okay, now we're on to our final round, our last 5 idioms. In this round, you will need to complete the gap with no clues. Number 11. She's never been good at hiding emotions. She really wears her heart on her... what? It's sleeve. To wear your heart on your sleeve means to openly show your emotions and feelings. This idiom probably comes from medieval times, when knights would wear a token from a lady on the sleeve of their armour, and jousting was a type of tournament when they kind of attacked each other with sticks whilst riding on horses. The first time we know this phrase was written down was in the Shakespeare play Othello. Another example, Petra isn't one to wear her heart on her sleeve, but deep down, I know she cares. For number 12, we have another animal idiom. He stormed into the meeting like a or an in a china shop, unaware of how sensitive the issue was. What animal is missing here? Did you say elephant? I know in a lot of European languages, it's an elephant in a china or porcelain shop. But in English, it's a bull in a china shop. This is a person who is not careful in the way they move or behave. It can be someone who isn't very tactful or physically a clumsy person. An example, my dog charged through my grandma's living room like a bull in a china shop, knocking stuff over left, right and centre. Okay, number 13. Dave got cold a few weeks before his wedding and called the whole thing off. He got cold what? It's feet. To get cold feet or to have cold feet means to suddenly feel nervous or afraid to do something you plan to do. It's usually something important like marriage or another big life event. The d at the end of cold is often not pronounced in fast speech. I got cold feet. Now, we're not exactly sure where this idiom came from. Let me know if you say something similar or something completely different in your first language. Okay, number 14, another one with feet. After winning the Olympic medal, she had the at her feet. What's the missing word? It's whirled, to have the world at your feet. This means to be very successful and admired and in a position to do whatever you want. And finally, number 15, and I think I might have saved the best for last, or certainly the best origin story. Here's the sentence. I didn't mean to steal your... I thought you'd already told everyone you were engaged. It's thunder, to steal one's thunder. If you steal someone's thunder, you take attention or praise away from somebody, usually by doing what they were going to do first. So in our example sentence, someone announced another person's engagement before they did. I would be fuming. But where did this come from? Well, thunder is the noise you hear during a storm. You see lightning, you hear thunder. This phrase originated in the 1700s when a playwright created a new thunder sound effect and used it in his play. Later, it was used in another production without credit, and the playwright complained that they stole his thunder. It's so literal, and I love stories like that because they can really help you remember idioms better. And that brings us to the end of the lesson. How many of the 15 idioms did you know? And I'd love to know if any of them are similar in your first language. Please let me know in the comments. I will be waiting for it. Also, don't forget to download the PDF that goes with today's lesson. There are 15 extra idioms in there. The QR codes are there, and I've left links and more information in the description box. I will see you in the next one. Bye!